Title: Uranium, the metal that controls empires. Channel: Hidden Patterns TV, HPTV. Cinematic documentary. Opening: Deep beneath deserts older than civilization. Inside mountain ranges formed before human memory. And buried in silent rock layers untouched for millions of years, lies a metal that reshaped the destiny of nations. It does not burn like oil. It does not shine like gold. It cannot be seen from space like coal fields or pipelines. Yet uranium determines which countries rise, which countries fall, and which countries survive. For nearly a century, this single element has shaped wars, alliances, revolutions, energy systems, intelligence operations, and global diplomacy. It ended one world war. It defined another. And today, it still decides the balance of power between superpowers. Cities depend on it. Submarines hide behind it. Weapons threaten with it. And entire continents are quietly shaped by who owns it. This is not just the story of a metal. This is the story of control itself. Chapter 1: Before the Atomic Age. Long before uranium became dangerous, it was simply a curiosity. In 1789, a chemist studying heavy black ore extracted a strange new element unlike anything previously known. It was dense, unstable, mysterious. He named it after the newly discovered planet Uranus. At first, uranium had almost no practical use. It was added to ceramics for color, used in early photography experiments, mixed into glass to produce glowing green decorations. For more than a century, no one suspected this quiet mineral contained enough energy to transform civilization. Then, in 1896, something unexpected happened. A physicist discovered uranium emitted invisible rays without any external energy source. The element was radioactive. It produced energy continuously, naturally, silently, endlessly. Scientists across Europe became fascinated. If uranium released energy on its own, how much energy could be released intentionally? The question would soon change history forever. Chapter 2: The Discovery That Changed Everything. By the late 1930s, physicists studying uranium made a discovery that shocked the scientific world. Atoms could split. When uranium atoms split, they released enormous energy, and more neutrons. Those neutrons could split other atoms, which released more neutrons, which split more atoms. A chain reaction. For the first time in history, humanity had discovered a way to unlock energy hidden inside matter itself. The implications were immediate. This was not just physics. It was power. Military power. Strategic power. Civilizational power. Scientists quickly realized a controlled chain reaction could produce electricity.
The chain reaction is self-sustaining.
But an uncontrolled chain reaction could
It's
destroy
confirmed
cities.
the chain reaction is self-sustaining.
And in Europe, war was already
It's
approaching.
confirmed the chain reaction is self-sustaining.
The race for uranium had begun.
It's confirmed. The chain reaction
Chapter
is self-sustaining.
3, The Secret Race Before World War II. As tensions grew across Europe, intelligence agencies began tracking uranium supplies. Germany secured access to mines in occupied territories. Britain began protecting shipments from Africa. France relocated scientific research teams. And the United States, still officially neutral, started preparing quietly. Because whoever controlled uranium first could control the outcome of the coming war. One letter changed everything. A warning reached American leadership. Germany might already be building an atomic weapon. Within months, the United States launched the most secret research program in history. The Manhattan Project. Entire cities were constructed in secrecy. Scientists worked behind guarded fences. Workers handled materials without knowing their purpose. Even senior officials did not fully understand what was being built. But the goal was clear. Build the world's first uranium weapon before anyone else. Chapter 4, The World's Most Secret Industrial Project. The Manhattan Project was not just science. It was industry on a scale never seen before. Massive enrichment plants rose across remote American landscapes. Entire rail networks transported uranium ore. Thousands of engineers built machines designed to separate one isotope from another. Because natural uranium is not ready for weapons, it must be enriched. And enrichment is one of the most complex industrial processes humanity has ever invented. Huge facilities operated day and night. Electricity consumption rivaled entire cities. Workers monitored machinery they barely understood. Step by step, atom by atom, uranium was transformed into something new. Something powerful. Something irreversible. Then came the first successful test. A flash brighter than the sun. A shockwave felt miles away. Humanity had entered the nuclear age. Forever. Chapter 5, When Uranium Became a Weapon. In August 1945, uranium changed history in a single moment. One device. One aircraft. One mission. And an entire city disappeared beneath a nuclear explosion. For the first time, a single weapon demonstrated the power to reshape geopolitics instantly. 3 days later, another nuclear strike confirmed what the world feared. This was not an experiment. It was a new reality. Governments everywhere understood the message. Future wars would not be fought the same way again. Victory would belong to whoever controlled uranium supplies. And soon, the race expanded across the entire planet. Chapter 6, The Global Uranium Scramble. After the war ended, the search for uranium intensified dramatically. Superpowers began mapping global deposits. Exploration teams entered deserts. Geologists surveyed mountains. Mining companies expanded into remote territories. Strategic agreements were signed quietly. Some regions became vital overnight. Central Asia, Australia, Canada, and above all, Africa. Because beneath African soil lay some of the richest uranium reserves ever discovered. And the Cold War had just begun. Chapter 7, Africa, the silent core of nuclear power. Few people realize how central Africa became to the nuclear world. Uranium from the Congo contributed to early atomic programs. Niger became one of the most important suppliers for European reactors. Namibia developed into a global mining hub. South Africa built advanced enrichment capability. Throughout the Cold War, uranium shipments moved quietly across continents. Contracts shaped alliances. Mining shaped diplomacy. And energy shaped influence. Even today, African uranium remains essential to global nuclear infrastructure. Yet much of this story is rarely discussed. Because uranium rarely appears in headlines. Its influence operates silently. Strategically. Continuously. Subscribe to HPTV for more deep geopolitical documentaries uncovering hidden forces shaping the modern world. Chapter 8, The Science of Enrichment. Natural uranium contains mostly uranium-238. Only a small fraction is uranium-235. But uranium-235 is what makes nuclear reactors and nuclear weapons possible. Separating these isotopes requires extraordinary precision. Gas centrifuges spin uranium compounds at extreme speeds. Atoms separate by mass difference. Tiny variations determine enormous consequences. Low enrichment powers electricity grids. High enrichment changes military balance instantly. That is why enrichment facilities are among the most closely monitored sites on Earth. Because enrichment capability equals strategic leverage. Chapter 9, The Nuclear Energy Revolution. As fears of nuclear war spread during the Cold War, another vision for uranium began to emerge. Peaceful nuclear energy. Reactors could power cities, factories, transportation systems, entire national grids. One uranium fuel pellet could produce the same energy as tons of fossil fuel. Countries without oil suddenly gained energy independence. Nuclear power stations appeared across Europe. Asia followed. North America expanded rapidly. Uranium became not only a weapon resource, but an energy resource. A foundation of modern civilization. Chapter 10, Submarines, Space, and Strategic Dominance. Nuclear reactors transformed more than electricity generation. They transformed military strategy. Submarines powered by uranium could remain underwater for months. Aircraft carriers gained unlimited range. Strategic deterrence expanded beneath oceans. Invisible fleets now carry nuclear capability across the globe. Even space exploration considered nuclear propulsion systems. Uranium extended human reach beyond Earth's atmosphere. Few materials in history have shaped both war and exploration at the same time. Chapter 11, Modern Nuclear Flashpoints. Today, uranium remains at the center of global diplomatic tension. Countries pursuing enrichment programs attract intense international attention. Inspection agencies monitor stockpiles. Satellite systems observe facilities. Negotiations focus on centrifuge numbers and enrichment percentages. Because once enrichment crosses certain thresholds, strategic balance shifts rapidly. Modern diplomacy now revolves around uranium transparency. And uncertainty still shapes global security decisions. The nuclear era never ended. It only evolved. Chapter 12: Small Modular Reactors and a New Energy Race. A new generation of nuclear technology is emerging. Small modular reactors. Safer. Cheaper. More flexible. These reactors could power remote regions, industrial quarters, and developing economies. Countries investing in uranium today may dominate tomorrow's clean energy transition. Because unlike fossil fuels, uranium requires very small physical supply chains, high energy density, long operational cycles, minimal carbon emissions. The future energy map of the world may depend on this single element. Chapter 13: Who controls tomorrow? History has shown a consistent pattern. Countries that control uranium shape global stability. They influence alliances, energy systems, military strategy, technological development, and diplomatic negotiations. As the world moves toward new energy systems, uranium is returning to the center of global attention once again. Not as a relic of the Cold War, but as a foundation of the future. Because the same truth still applies today. Whoever controls uranium controls the balance of power. Watch next. The countries that secretly control global energy. Subscribe to HPTV for weekly deep analysis documentaries on hidden forces shaping our world.